Hello, I am Olga from People Human Rights, my website peoplehumanrights2020.com. I'm doing this video in order to talk about the power of the name, to insist about it. Things and persons must be called by their name, the first name they were given. When you give a name to a thing which you created of someone who is just born, it is that name, that first name, which is heard into the cosmos, and it is that name which in which that person recognize itself, self. So the name has a cosmic power. That is why in the not only there, but we are talking about the humans motherland. But, everything has been made so that with lies, with hidden truth, etc., in order to disconnect the human's motherland and its native people from the cosmos. The names have been changed, and of course, they have been made slaves. They are oppressed to a point so that they cannot enter their glory, because their glory reside in their native names, and the glory of this continent in the cosmos is in the name human's motherland. So the human's motherland needs to hear its name, herself its name, and the cosmos also needs to hear that name because it was created with the cosmos, and that's how that land reflects in the cosmos. So because when you say human's motherland, it has a power in the cosmos. When you say Africa, it's the power of the person, of the explorator that wore that name. It doesn't represent the human's motherland. So it will be good that the children of the human's motherland start to call again their continent, the continents, of the name human's motherland. You can say that in your native language, but say that often, 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 so that the cosmos can hear it and the land can recover back its power, its glory, its place in the cosmos. And we must not forget that a land or the ground, the land, the earth is a living thing. It's live. It's alive. It has to hear its name. It is called the human's motherland in the cosmos. It's a very powerful name because the earth is something which lives. It's the it needs water. Huh? The earth needs water. The earth produces fruits. Huh? The earth produces food. The earth produces minerals. It's the earth drinks water. It's something. It's a living thing. So it has to hear its name, and the cosmos has to hear that name, because at the time back, they were created all together. So even if someone, for example, asks you, where are you coming from? What is your country or something? You say, you need to answer, yeah, I'm originary from the human's motherland, in a village named, that's the name of the village, and in a region, a land which is called, not for too long, presently it is known as, well, you can say the name of the country. But some countries can be fine. There are some original names, native names. So some countries like Burkina Faso, they are fine because they were given that name by this native name by Thomas Sankara. And but we need to go back to the native names of the land and of the places. And so I would like to talk also about the rules of the nature. Because people think that think and say that in the nature it is the strongest that is dominant against the smallest, or it is the big who is the small, etc. But it's not that. It's not that at all. The nature's law are love laws, and they are regulated. Everything is done in purpose. For example, the animals, they eat, they attack only when they are hungry. They just don't come and kill you like humans are doing. And for example, an elephant has never eaten a lion, and a lion has never eaten comment on appelle ça, a shrink or a lizard. No, it's not like that. In the nature, everything is organized. And even it is the smallest countries who wants to dominate the big countries, even the continent. So the rules of the nature are not the rules of men. And also the nature doesn't like to be disturbed, doesn't like things who causes the nature to be stuck and not just living and doing and obey to the rules, etc. For example, even the human body produces fights against microbe, viruses, etc. The nature doesn't like strange attacks to be attacked. Even the smallest, the very tiny, so fragile, little plant, little grass can pierce the asphalt and grow. The nature is powerful. And so the human's motherland has many predators. Some of them say that how can many, for example, the Chinese say that in maybe in 2040 they will have conquered the human motherland. The others, the Europeans, they want to recolonize the other issues. And then, but what we can say that we, the native people of the human motherlands, we want our freedom back and we will have it. We're fighting for that. And the living God, the God of the armies, who lives in Africa, in the mountains, he has his plans as well. So, regarding that God of the armies, some people, the Christians are often mocked because it's not always, how can I say, evil mockery. No, but people think that Christians are mad. They rely on a God which is in the skies, the heaven, etc. But they need to be more cautious, because why I'm saying that? Well, we will speak about some verses of the Bible. In Hosea 4, verse 6, it is said, God says, my people is dying because they don't have the knowledge. When Moshe, which is not known as Moses, had to take the Hebrews out of Egypt, God showed him a special way in doing that. There was a way which was more direct to the sea, but God told him to go another way. You can read that in Exodus 13 verses 17 to 22, and in Exodus 19:4 and Exodus 20. It is when God gave first verbally in Exodus 20, he gave at come on, at the bottom of the mountain, the law, the Ten Commandments, he gave that first verbally. It is only in Exodus 24 that he authorized Moshe to climb the mountain to receive the tables of the law. And so it is the mountain that makes, comment on dit, which unites gods and men. Because physically, when we think about it, the summit of the mountain, where is it? It is in the middle of the clouds. So God is actually in the clouds and he has his foot on the mountain. Because God cannot come down now on the earth, because when Adam and Eve sinned, God cursed the ground. And after that, humans themselves poured so many blood, etc., with all of sort of abomination. And God is sanctified, so he cannot put his feet on the actual ground. He puts his feet on the mountain. And in Ezekiel 43 verse 12, it is said, at the top of the mountain, all the territory is very holy. So we can say that Jesus Christ, he was a man. He was God in flesh. He was a man. Jesus Christ can put his feet on the ground. So when he comes back, he's more closer than you think. God is more closer than you think. Jesus has just to sit up from his throne in the sky and to get down the mountain. But he will do that, of course, in power with his army of the angels, because he needs to sanctify the ground, to get rid of all these abominations, all this blood, all those people who are doing so evil things. He had to destroy all evil and to sanctify the earth. Because before God can again, like he was doing with Adam and Eve, he was visiting Adam and Eve. Before God can get down himself, the Father, get down also the mountain to visit the men and live with them. And also I would like to add something. There are some Exodus is not very chronological, because when God asked Moshe to take that road, it was because he wanted the Hebrews to come down the mountain. He wanted to give him the table of the law and to ask them to build the arch. So the Hebrews, we must not mistake leaving the country of Egypt and leaving the continent. It's not the same thing. They left the country of Egypt, but they stayed many years on the continent. People say 40 years or so, before going out of the continent. If you read maybe, yeah, Exodus 24 and 25. So they're in chronological, in the book of Exodus, the chapters are not all in chronological order. And that Mount Sinai, that mountain of God, is not the physical place where it is called today. It's a mountain at the east of the Africa, near the region of the Horn of Africa, not far from the sea, the Red Sea. On that land, on that human's motherland. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. And in our next video, we will talk about David and Goliath. And but before that, we will be talking about the colonial pact. So see you at our next video.